You hear them every Sunday on the PFC network. Now, you can support Jill and Jenny with the brand new store dedicated to Creepy Soup. From a variety of t-shirts, hoodies, and hats to coffee mugs, towels, and backpacks, there's so many ways to show off your fandom for Creepy Soup. Head over to PFC Creepy Soup at printify.me for all things Creepy Soup as part of the PFC Entertainment Network.
This episode is rated M for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed on this show are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect those of the PFC Entertainment Network or any of the affiliates that make this show possible.
This is the Pure Fury Creations Entertainment Network.
This is Creepy Soup on the PFC Entertainment Network.
Soup here on the PFC Network. As you can see, I'm doing things a little bit different today. So I had a little trip today. My husband drove 2 hours there. I drove 2 hours back. We went to the see, I don't know what it is with my voice right now, but it's something. We drove a couple hours down to Monroe, Michigan for, let me get the exact name of the place because I don't want to get it wrong. It is the Michigan Horror Museum, not horror. I mean, that could be interesting, I think, but that's not where I went. We went to the Horror Museum. And what this episode is going to be is me talking a little bit about the things I saw today. Do I recommend it? Do I think you should go? And I have some video for you that we will be doing some screen share, and you got to bear with me because I've shared photos but never video. So that's going to be a little bit different for me. So you can, and I will, in the show notes on YouTube, I will have a link to the website where you can order, I think you can just buy tickets when you walk in, but you can also buy them online ahead of time. You could buy them today and not use them till December. It really doesn't matter. I would think it would make a great Christmas gift for somebody. Someone who's into that sort of thing. Now, I find it a little, I don't want to say horrifying, but kids 5 and under are free. And I don't know if I would personally take a child to something like that. I mean, maybe, because there are some maybe educational things, I guess. And if my son, when he was little, did not watch Disney movies, he watched Jeepers Creepers, The Ring, The Grudge. Like, that was his thing. So I'm just going to move this a little bit because it's right in my freaking eyeball. So they have like a lot of horror movie memorabilia, which you'll see some of it in the videos. Very cool shit. And there is a video that I am waiting to actually upload, but I was like, you know what, if I don't get to that, it'll be fine. But yeah, it was great. The owner of the museum is Nate Thompson, and he unfortunately was not there today. But he has acquired many odd things, which you are going to see some, and some of them really floored me. And I believe we've talked about this on the podcast. Over the summer, he acquired a piece of the stage where Dimebag Darrell played his last show in Ohio, and I believe it was Ohio. My brain's not working today, but when is it? So he acquired a piece of the stage, which honestly was one of the, I mean, I wanted to go anyway, but I was like, I need to go see that. It's very, and he has a really cool display, which you will see in a video. And it's probably going to be the last video I show you because it's kind of the highlight, I think. Many awesome things. Bones, if there's a bone, he's got it. There was even, and I was like, oh, I want to buy some for gifts. It would, they had a little jar of raccoon penises. And I really wanted to buy some because I'm weird like that. We all know this, right? There was, and then I'm driving home and I was like, oh, I want to turn around and go back because there was a pair of earrings there. There's a lady that has a display there. She makes all of the jewelry, and every piece of jewelry has some type of animal bone on it. And if you recall, I love my squirrels, and this had little teeny tiny squirrel teeth. And I'm really kicking myself in the ass now for not buying those. It was definitely a cool experience. And there is a room. I'm not going to share any of these photos or videos because I will say the room is age 21 and over to enter. And there are very graphic photos in there. I might be able to share a couple of the photos because they're not real bad. I mean, I guess if I shared them, I would probably just hold my phone up and show you. Most of them were really bad. Some of them, oops. No, stop it. Some of them weren't terrible. And you know, honestly, it's video and it shows other things, so I won't be showing that. However, if you are interested, and if I know you are over the age of 21, and I say that because that's their requirement, I'll be more than happy to share some photos and videos for you. If you're not, if it's something like that's not going to bother you. I've always been a very morbid-brained person. One of the first websites when I had my own computer with internet access was Rotten.com. And there was another one. I believe it was Rotten.com, and there was all kinds of graphic, gory photos, and those don't bother me, which I know probably says a lot about my mental state. But, so I think I'm going to get to, now he has, in his museum, he has everything from very old, in fact, I think it's I guess we'll talk about the video as it's playing. Hopefully it's not too awfully loud. And when you walk in, I will tell you, it's very loud in there because on the Dimebag Darrell display, they're playing loud music, fine by me. But there's also several TVs overhead that are playing movies. So it's not a quiet experience. So if this is a lot, I'm going to give you a little bit of a warning. I'm going to give you a trigger warning because some of the stuff might be triggering to some people. Because Nate, the owner, has Michigan's largest Ouija board collection, which is something to see. Like, it's like a whole wall, and some of them he's got displayed with the actual boxes. There's one still in the shrink wrap. Like, the things he has. And I really, really want him on the show. I really do. He seems, I'm sorry if you can hear people in the background. Children are home today. So, they might be a little noisy, but that's okay. They're kids, right? So I'm going to show you again. You might want to, turn your volume down a little bit. I'm going to try to explain what we're seeing. If I have to pause it, I'll pause it. I know a couple of these videos are really short and quick. So we can either, you know what, let's try watching it, and then we can talk about it after. So I'm going to start with the first screen share right now. And that would be this. This is, hang on, I gotta move that over a little bit. This is one of the displays. Oh, I'm sorry if that is loud. That is horrible. Little animal heads. Woolly mammoth hair. I thought that was cool. A vampire hunting kit. Oh, no, I want to pause that and go back to what we were, back to the screen. Okay, so that was just a little display in one of the areas. It looks like voodoo dolls, which I would love to find me one of those. And you will see in some of these videos that they, sorry, I probably should drink some tea or something because, you will see like sale prices that some of the stuff he is selling. And one of the things, now everyone that knows me knows I hate spiders. I fucking hate them. I can't stand them. I don't mind a daddy long leg every now and then, but a spider. But I will tell you, something that I find very beautiful is a good spider web. And they have some preserved spider webs that are simply beautiful. They've preserved it, and then, you know, they've colored it. So, like, they're blue or they're pink or they're green. They're absolutely beautiful. So if you go, they don't have I'm really sorry, they don't have a gift shop. I asked the lady that was working, and I feel horrible. I did not catch her name. She was so sweet and so kind. And at one point, while people are there, she walks around with a human skull and asks you if you want to hold it. And I did. Roy said no. And I was surprised by how lightweight it was. It was very lightweight. And I kind of wish I would have got a picture of me with the skull because it was kind of cool. But yeah, super, super cool things there. So now I'm going to go to the next screen, which, give me a second because this is, okay. Okay, I'm going to just do it this way. I think this is what's going to work best. That's the chemistry set. Super neat. I'm some surgical instruments, I'm guessing. And these are the things I was talking about. Rachel, look away. Like, these are things that you can also buy while you're there. Some really, really cool things. Like, they have specimens in jars. Just super cool things that you wouldn't see at Walmart for sure. Aren't those gorgeous? That's, I mean, I don't know if that's a hobby I would want, but that's really cool things. And forgive me if, you know, I'm bouncing all over the place and being a little, you know, I'm not a professional videographer. And those are more of the preserved spider webs. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. Again, I'm sorry for the background noise that you hear. There's some et for you, Sean and Jason. Is that not the coolest vending machine? I love it. It's so creepy. Now, I truly, truly hope that that lamp that you saw is a replica and not the real thing. That's what I'm hoping. I didn't ask. It's something, actually, I didn't say. That was, when you walk in, the lady is there to either sell you a ticket or to scan your phone for your ticket. And that was sitting next to her. And when I looked at that is when I saw the raccoon penis. Little. Roy wouldn't let me buy one. Yeah, I had a couple I wanted to buy for specific people, but he was like, no. So a lot of that, you know, like I said, was a lot of their skull specimens. And then, of course, they have like wet specimens because they're in, I'm guessing, formaldehyde or something, vegetable oil. I don't fucking know. That's not my forte. But the things that they have there, and like I said, you can buy so many of like the spider web specimens and all the specimens in a jar. You can buy one, and the one like that little tiny piece of brain is $70. Which, I mean, I guess if you're into that sort of thing, probably complete. I mean, I don't know what the going rate for that is, to be honest with you. Pretty cool though. And you know, I just kind of feel that maybe, that, okay, no, you don't need to see those. That's not what I meant for y'all to see. So we're going to stop sharing that for a second, and then I'm going to See, I'm still not used to doing stuff like this, and it doesn't look like you can get things lined up kind of thing. So yeah, so now we're going to go to the last video and I'm looking to see if the other one has loaded to see if, I can, and that one's like a 9-minute video, which is why it's taking forever and a damn day to load. And no, it's not up yet. So we are going to try this now. This is the last video. This is the one that I said is kind of like a highlight, at least for me, because the first part that you see is one of the main reasons I went there. And there's something else in there that is really super cool that when we get to it, I will pause it and point it out to you so you can, and let me move this over again because that's in my damn way. So obviously the beginning of this is the stage where Dimebag Darrell and like the whole display, and then a description. And that was super, super cool to see. And that is a real human skeleton. I try to get the little descriptions whenever possible. You might have to pause to read it. And I'm going to pause this really quick. So, like, a lot of the stuff in this area are like this right here is artwork by John Wayne Gacy. Yes, I think. No, I'm sorry, Richard Ramirez. Like this whole display, an envelope, letters, things like that. And then there is one with John Wayne Gacy also. Yep, there's John Wayne Gacy and, all the other ones. The Black Dahlia, which I've covered. A little piece from Alcatraz. I don't know who that is talking. That's from John Wayne Gacy. This right here, this is the other thing that really drew me, and this was like one of his latest acquirements. Well, he posted today that he got some of Ted Bundy's stuff, but of course that wasn't available yet. So that's a little bummerific. But this right here is things about Charles Manson and the Manson family murders. And you will see like a dome with a little tiny vial. Inside that vial is like a little amount of Charles Manson's cremated, words are hard, cremated remains. So let's go back. I'll try to pause it when we get to that. Right there, those are Mr. Manson's bones. It's a very weird thing to see. And the talking you hear in the background is actually one of the TVs. I'm actually right here standing right underneath it. And I thought these masks or face things were really cool. Of course, the Hellraiser replica thingy. I wanted to get, the description up there, but that light was just not working in my favor. And this was an Edgar Allan Poe display. And these are real human skulls that are on display, and each one has a description that, I try to get it. You can take the time to pause and read if you're able. If not, I thought that was cool how they had that one kind of spinning. That one's sad. That's a child's skull. Like, some of these are just so... And this one, he is one of his newer ones that he received. This spot right here, if you are able to read this, it says that they think that the wound was done by a pickaxe or pickaxe handle, which... And it also is supposed to be I don't know. But that I thought was cool. And this is one that he had posted. If you follow his page for the museum, he has a page for himself as a public figure. And then he also has the museum page. I follow both. He does post the same content to both pages. So I guess if you only wanted to follow one, you could. But he's a super interesting guy, so follow him. Oh, okay. So I'm going to stop because this is in that room that is a no-no for people. So we are back to just me. That is, as far as videos, that is the video content that I am able to show you. Like I said, I've got another one. It's like a 9-minute video, so it's a giant ass file. And it is still uploading, so it might be a little bit, and maybe it's something that I can share at another time. Maybe if we're talking about well, a lot of there's an upstairs. I thought it was 3 floors, but I only saw 2. But the upstairs, which is what is a lot of what's in the video that isn't taking, it's taking too long to upload. But of course I'm getting home from there doing this so that I can ship this off to Jason so he can put his magic touches to it, and then we can both get it uploaded to our respective, platforms. The upstairs is, that's where the Ouija board collection is. And there is a lot of movie memorabilia up there. There are shirts from the wardrobe department from The Walking Dead. There is a life-size, I don't know, the Terrifier dude. There is, in one of the videos I have, I think it might be that one, where there's the Scream Ghostface. There was another life-size something or other, and it was wearing, Sean, I thought of you because of the whole Iron Maiden thing. He was wearing an Iron Maiden t-shirt, and the picture on the shirt was the exact one I had on the jean jacket that I talked about in the reaction video, which if you haven't seen that, that is exclusive to the PFC, Spotify, iHeart, wherever you listen to it. But that I did not upload a video to YouTube. That was just over there. But I thought of you, Sean, while we were there. And then I thought of you again when we drove past Holly. So, trying to think of what else was up there. They had a spooky ass carriage, baby carriage. You know, those old ones just, they're spooky to me. I don't like them. They give me the creeps. There was a whole display of Gremlins. There was a Gremlins lunchbox, the old-fashioned metal ones. There was a display for the Lost Boys, because of course you have to have Lost Boys. And that had movie stubs. It had a unopened cellophane sealed VHS copy of the movie. It looked like a signed script, signed by, it looked like the majority of the cast. I know I saw like Kiefer Sutherland's name and Jason Patrick. That's, I don't know. Oh, Billy Worth. I saw his, of course. He was like the pretty one. But all in all, I'm going to tell you, I highly, highly recommend, if you are into true crime, morbid things, horror movies. There is, and I forgot to send this, but there is, and maybe I can find it super, super quick and hold it up and show you. But in the hallway by where their public bathroom is, there is 3 lights on the wall. And all 3 lights are different versions of Michael Myers. That I do have that on video. Let me just... Okay, I thought I did. Yeah, I really thought I did. And maybe I do, maybe. Oh, yep. I'm sorry, it's probably pretty horrible. But I thought this was super cool. And who wouldn't like those lights? And across from that, there was also a display of like dolls, really creepy looking dolls. But so all in all, I would say if you're a fan of any or all of those, and like I said, there is, and it's kind of cool that the room that is, I mean, it's not blocked off. There's no security there. I guess it's more of an honor system type thing. And they do give you the warning when you walk in about this room, but there's no door. There's not a curtain. It is closed off by an actual body bag. Roy, I mean, he went for me. I don't think he was as into it as I was. Maybe the movie memorabilia part he thought was interesting and cool. But, like, I don't think he liked he went everywhere with me. You know, he went into the the really morbid room. And like I said, if you're into it and you tell me you don't have a weak stomach and you can handle things like that, I will share some pictures with you. But I would say take the trip. Like I said, for me and my husband, it was a 2-hour drive. Well worth it. We made it through. I probably would have, if I would have went by myself or maybe even with somebody else, I probably would have taken a little bit longer. But Roy's the type, you've seen it, let's go. sort of. So that's kind of what we did. Do I want to go back? Abso-fucking-lutely. I would love to go back. It was, I mean, some of the stuff you don't realize, I mean, maybe you do, but like I'm driving home and I'm thinking about it, I'm like, oh my God, I was just like right next to that. You know, you're not supposed to touch anything, of course, but you're like standing right next to something that somebody wore in an episode of The Walking Dead, or and they do have like other outfits hanging up like throughout the museum. Yeah, just some really cool shit. So if that is something that you are into, I mean, especially if you're a true crime fan, because he's got some pieces that, like I said, you're not going to find this shit at Walmart. You're not going to find it, you know, anywhere else. That, I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe you would, but like these are hand-drawn things from John Wayne Gacy. These are handwritten envelopes from Richard Ramirez. There's also some drawings from, I can't think of his name, Dennis Rader, BTK. Just really, again, if you're a true crime fan, these are like, oh my God, I was right there, you know, like inches away from Charles Manson's ashes and a handwritten letter. But yeah, I would definitely say that if this is something that, if any of the things I've talked about interest you, I mean, it's $10 to get in. It's $10 for a ticket. Well worth it. And like I said, you can buy it today, and you don't have to use it by a certain day. It, you know, buy it today, and if you have a 3-day weekend coming up, go then. It is surrounded by other shops. I know around the corner there's an antique store. It almost looked like a couple of metaphysical stores right there. So like if I went back, I would want to take some time and go into the other shops because things look cool. The museum's hours are from noon until 9 p.m., I believe. Let me double check that because I don't want to tell you the wrong thing. But I do believe it is 9 o'clock. And yes, 9 p.m. The address is 44 South Monroe Street, Monroe, Michigan. If this is something that you're thinking, you know, if you just follow them and I've seen the pictures and whatever. If you've seen it and it's not whatever. Go take the time. I mean, if you're coming from a distance, I would say, you know, stay the night, find a little spot there, a little bed and breakfast or something, Airbnb, and stay. And you know what? If you end up going on this recommendation, let me know, and let me know what you thought. If you've already been there, let me know what's your thoughts. But on that note, I am going to say so long. It has been a long day for me, and I'm going to go cook me some chicken BLTs. I hope everyone is had an amazing weekend. You have a great week coming up. Any paranormal experiences, true crime experiences, or, you know, just close to a case, email us at creepysouppodcast@gmail.com and tell us a story. We want to read some shit on the air. So, thanks.
For a limited time, check out the new line of Halloween-inspired gear of your favorite PFC network shows. T-shirts, hats, and more, with exclusive designs and logos are now available, but only for a short amount of time. Check out pfchalloween.printify.me right now to get these spooky designs before they're gone.